Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mics, 2 hours, starting now.
How do we start the show?
Hey, we're back.
I can't believe it, Josh. I missed you, buddy.
I just felt the first twinge of being happy to hear your voice in like 2 years.
Don't lie to me. I mean, really? Oh, Josh.
We are back. Thank you so much for coming back, if you have. Happy Labor Day to everybody. I want to thank everyone for being very cool about us taking our abrupt break.
Yeah, they are. But then it's like, I got coffee from Rob Beans. Rob's Beans. If you mention it, he still won't give you a discount. No. I don't want a discount from Rob's Beans, so let me be clear about that. But he even said, I hope you enjoy this coffee, and I hope you're enjoying your hiatus, but get the lead out. Yeah. Not like that, but people miss.
No, I could feel the tide turning this week. Absolutely. It was like, okay, you had your break, but we have our routines to get back to.
So the other idea I had, so people want to know, they don't want to know this, but why did we take a break?
It's really just like we hit the fucking wall with the show and with each other all at once.
That's true.
And I think I hit the wall. I don't think you knew you had hit the wall until I announced I'd hit the wall. And then you realized, hey, I'm at the wall too.
No, I was just at that point. Here's the way my image was that I would lose my place every second. And then I listened back to the show where you were doing references to previous shows that I obviously didn't know the old Jew medical song. I didn't know about all the great things that were happening in the show. So I apologized to Josh. Is he still here? Are you here?
I am still here, yes.
Oh, yeah. I apologize to you for things, but I don't want to make it look like it's all my fault. You see, why am I doing that? Why am I playing the role?
It absolutely was not all your fault.
Right.
I felt myself shutting off.
Right.
And I listened to we had recorded before we hit the wall. We had recorded part of a show, and I listened back to that, and I just sound like a fucking guy on an airplane with a talkative guy in the next seat. I'm just like,
That's not a bad podcast.
No, if you're actually on the plane, it's not a bad one.
No, on the plane, it's good.
Yeah. So,
hey, remember when you used to fly and they used to say, "Welcome to Americans on board music" and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I've already ruined the show again.
No.
No. I like the way he's like.
I was just waiting to see if there was a more fully formed American music bit to come.
How come I can hear you better now? I was very concerned about.
Because you want
to. Yeah, and definitely. And the other thing was that I had nothing. And my this isn't your responsibility, but the stuff that I'm going through in I don't know if it's therapy or time of life is like I'm both doing very well and then very nervous at the same time. So I could hear that anxiety in my voice. I could hear myself trying to remember what you were saying a lot.
Yeah.
That's not good comedy.
Not always. No, that's the wrong edge to be riding.
But it is amazing that, can I say that, I said, did I say let's take time off? I don't know why I have to be the one who said it.
I don't know.
Wasn't it me?
I honestly don't know. I think we both just decided that's what we needed.
But we both had a hesitancy about taking any weeks off because we feel like slave drivers. It's like people can't, we feel that people, no, I don't feel that, but we feel we have to do it.
Well, there's that sort of, there's two angles. One is we just had that nice streak, so breaking a streak is always not that fun. But there's also the tenuous nature of podcasts. And if you, there's that fear of if people do break the pattern or the habit that they won't come back. It could be like Ted Lasso for people.
Yes. Now, what does that mean?
You're totally under the spell for that first season, loved it, and then I came back to season 2 like, I can't. I'm not there. I'm not in that space anymore.
is it that because one of the things that I talked about was that when Mark Maron show started, like you can only go. It's like sometimes not that I would want to make a confessional type show or something like that, but I would keep thinking like back to the past. Can I bring up an internet fight? Can I bring up? So there's a lot of things of like being self-conscious about doing a podcast because I started listening to other podcasts to hear. Let's see how these guys get along.
Yeah.
And
what did you learn?
Well, I learned that my idea that it should be only 90 minutes is wrong because if people are listening and they're enjoying it, they don't want it to be shorter. Or they don't want it to be incredibly long, but they're not thinking that they're entering the world of it. Whereas if I'm listening to it on the basis of, is it funny now? Is it still good? That's not the way I can. That's why it's hard for me to listen to it objectively.
Well, I don't think we're going to make any radical changes because I don't think we're capable of it. But I think the one thing we both agree on is that we could probably talk about some stuff that's not our fucking lives.
Well, true. True. And that's why I think if people are looking for podcasts where they just get past the bullshit and get down to what's real.
Yeah, they're in the wrong place for that.
I was listening to a lot of Okay, the one thing that I did was I was very proud of myself when I put our own podcast on. I was like, I'm making some goddamn major growth here.
Yeah.
And then I noticed.
Yeah, because at one point you were flat out refusing.
It's worse than that in a way. It's not worse than that, but it's pretty bad. It's like you said, look, I said, look, I don't even know what these letters are. As soon as you say, and this is from Chaotic Neutral, all I hear is nothing. And I want my mommy. But now you said, well, you could about a month ago, you said you could follow along with the hashtag. I didn't even know what that meant. Now I realize, I thought there was a whole procedure that you had to run it. You had to launder the questions through some other process. But now you're talking about if I put hashtag, what do I put? Thought Spiral?
Test season 2 in this case.
Well, you're not going to get all the. Is that the only way you want to just keep it? Yeah. But now, if you read a letter, though, what do we do about that?
I don't know what you're asking me.
The letters that don't come from the mail. Remember, you go, I'm going to read a letter.
Oh, well, then, it happens so rarely that I think you can stay on board for a letter.
You know what this is all about?
If not, I can absolutely forward it to you and you can follow along with the letter.
Here's me coming up with different reasons why you might reject me in the future. But what if I said I listened to the Sting, but I got stung that day by a bee? But I do want to say that the bumpers, what do you call them?
I call them stings.
They're so great.
Well, thank you.
And it's like you could overlap your voice or something, and it's your voice, but there's like 7 or 8 of them. I don't know if you went out to a different place. I don't know if you combined two
I did a casting
together.
call. I did a casting call for me.
And I love that song. The last show, folks. I hope you listen to it because now I'm very familiar with it. So if Josh were to quiz me about that show now, but who wrote the clown song? I wanted to ask. Nobody likes a little clown.
Oh, that's Gruber.
And that's like been around for a while, right?
Yeah.
Classic. I always thought you had co-wrote those songs or some of those songs.
Well, I don't know, but that one I didn't.
Yeah. So now we keep talking about it. This is the old me. Oh, you didn't then. This would be me 3 weeks ago. Oh, well, you didn't then. So, well, you didn't then. So, placeholder statement to prove I'm still here. I still can bring back the fact that I hate myself into the show.
I think that's woven in. I'll just try to hate you less, and I think we'll get a good balance.
Well, I think, yeah. Well, one thing I did say is that we do generally, the best podcasts are when the people aren't at each other's throat. No, I'm just kidding. No, the best podcasts are not when there's unspoken tension. But people may not, maybe our listeners, I hate saying that, with a Z, didn't know there's a difference at all in the show.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've always brought some unspoken tension to the table.
Yeah. But it doesn't really, none of these things matter. But I did listen, what I did learn from it is like, I did learn that I don't like some podcast teams.
Yeah. And what do they do wrong that you hate?
without being specific, because I really sometimes don't want to be specific.
Yeah,
but it's
no,
like
we
if
don't
they're
have
doing
to-
a
We don't.
Yeah,
have to
they're
hang
doing a
anyone out to dry here.
But let's say they're doing let's say they're doing a podcast about murder, like a true crime thing. And then there's always banter between the two people. Now on Karen's show, I mean, she's the queen of that. I don't listen to the show, but I imagine but she's very funny. So I imagine it's very funny, but this is all back of the hand kind of compliments. But on these other shows, it's like I'm hearing two comics really, like, I want to hear more of the true crime if I'm listening for true crime.
Right.
The banter has to. So there's a ton of shows where there's two people, but like a lot of like history type shows where the one guy goes, yeah, so then they moved to Plymouth Rock. We did. He did, sir.
Right.
And then I don't know if it's uncomfortable because I'm thinking about it like, does this sound good? Or is it, I think it's because if I want true crime, there has to be enough true crime more than comedy or.
Yeah. Story beats everything.
Yeah. So when Karen and her partner do it, that's the cream of the creme.
Yeah. Well, I assume I don't listen to any of these podcasts.
Right. Yeah.
But there's some that I've heard Allison listening to. The one thing that drives me nuts is the scripted one where they just alternate lines of the script for no reason, completely unmotivated. It's not dialogue. It's just trading lines of a paragraph.
Are you talking about the Sklar brothers? Bop, 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 ba-da, boom. Skazoozy. But here, like this one podcast, you used to try to start telling me a story, and I'll tell you what the other guy sounds like.
All right. Our story begins in 1918
Oh,
in Innsbruck, Austria.
oh no.
A young,
Oh no.
A young Hans Schlemmicher.
Is that like one of those musical things?
Yes, it is. No, it's not. All right.
Okay, it goes on like
Yeah,
that.
I get it.
If there's too much of the person, it's like he
It's
starts
like
to sound like Chuck Todd. Listening.
The smart guy wise ass model, that doesn't work.
But I feel like I've gone past, like, I feel like I've outgrown things. I mean, they may look like yoga pants, but they're yoga pants. I can't listen to him, and I loved him for like 2 or 3 years until I listened to every episode. But I also don't necessarily just like a dry reading of a murder case. Maybe I'm outgrowing the genre.
It might be. There's a lot of those stories, and you start to see the pattern.
Oh, but it really.
The one true crime thing I watched was that Cocaine Cowboys thing on Netflix.
Yeah, now I
that wasn't
enjoyed that.
murder per se.
Okay, let me. Do you? I want to get your idea. What did you think? And I'll tell you what I think.
I liked it way more than most of the limited doc series because I felt like they had enough material to actually feed each episode. It wasn't a lot of doubling back and retelling things. So I liked it. I liked that, the thing about, any kind of these things is as long as you have people as long as you have voices from both sides, both the criminals and the cops, it can be it can be pretty interesting,
Yeah, and then you really are getting into how it's done, and the Cocaine Cow. Like I've watched probably every single one of those, and I would say I liked the Cocaine Cowboys. I like the whole time. Oh, the ones I don't like. Ultimately, I don't like too much violence, gore stuff, and some of them are like think that's what you want to see when you're watching true crime.
Right.
And I don't have much interest in that. I do. It's like there's a show called Buried in the Backyard.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like a premise you aren't drawn to?
It's not a premise I'm drawn to, but
no. But it's like I'm telling you, I love true crime, but I don't like to watch the ones I don't love.
Yeah.
He found his foot. They opened up a drawer.
Right.
And there was a pouch.
Yeah.
Inside the pouch.
You just want to feel better than someone. You're not here for the blood and guts.
It's not, so it's not even feeling better. You know what I love? I love stories that take me, that distract my mind, and they have a predictable part. So it's like Sam Schminke was born in 1963. Now I'm happy.
Right.
I'm going through all of those things. The only thing it doesn't address is that it eventually becomes boring.
Right.
Like you say. Because you would think people eventually would not keep doing the same. I'm not trying to be funny, as you have experienced many times.
Yeah.
But they will try to I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. This is the first example. I actually predicted it as I was saying. I go, you seem to be doing well, Andy. Who is that
That's
guy?
where you went off the line right there.
Who is that guy in me? It's not in you. I've made it you sometimes. I've made it that I've read into every silence.
Yeah.
Something. And, but not even like, who is that guy? Well, we know who he is, right? Why am I asking who he is? We know who he is. He's a version of my father, maybe? I don't know. The voice in my head.
Yeah. No, the voice in your head is louder than the voice in your mouth is the problem.
What do you think the point was I was making, though?
You were talking about documentaries, and I think my last point was that if you have both the cops and the criminals,
Right,
it's
right.
good.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going with it. But the degree to which the director, some of them are really well made, and then some of them you can tell are just slapped together.
Well, it's like I said, it's story beats everything. You know, you either have a good story to tell or you don't. You know, and the multi episode way of telling stories really hurts a bad story or a weak story. You know, like that McMillions thing fell apart. Did you ever see that?
Oh, I couldn't watch it, and the only reason why I couldn't watch it was I didn't want to watch Paul Giamatti in sexual situations.
No, that's Billions.
Oh, I saw McMillions. I think you're right. I enjoyed it all the way through, but then you started to get tired of the different characters, right?
Well, no, I got tired of them padding time to, you know.
Oh, I think
tons of restating and tons of, you know.
Yes,
it was a 90-minute story stretched into 5 hours. Is what I hate.
I think you're right, and the thing is that I so much enjoyed that I just enjoy watching them that I usually don't. I'm not as hard on the things that I'm watching as you are, except then it gets collectively oppressive. I just remember what I was going to say was like they don't seem to learn anything different in these cases, so they still call the day before for the day after the person's killed for insurance. I mean, they do the same things like over and over again. These criminals, they're not making their game more interesting.
Yeah, well, it seems like a lot of these criminals aren't true crime buffs, which is weird. I
got into serial killing because I was a true crime buff.
That's right. I thought I'd cracked the plan. You see the stumbles, you learn. You're standing on the shoulders of giants.
I'm really It's really interesting now because I feel like I've lost my place. I feel like I lost my place, and I started to do the negative voice thing.
Yeah.
But then we're back. We're back. I think as long as you're willing to talk me back from depression every 5 minutes, I think this season 2 is going to really take off.
Yes.
And you'll get burnt out after 2 months of, well, Andy, you just said,
right.
I forgot what I was saying.
I'm going to attempt to be more compassionate about it, however.
Well, I want to say one thing about you that many people don't know. You are compassionate. No, there really is. You are a very compassionate person. And you just have that air about it. I don't know if it's from the, I don't know where it's from, but you generally, people, they see you coming.
Decency, I think is the root of it.
Right. They see you coming and they're relieved in general in life.
I don't find that to be the case, but I'm glad you see me that way.
I made the whole thing up. No. I'm just saying, like, you're a compassionate person. You may be a detached person from things, but you're not detached from important things. You just like don't want to hear. You don't like a lot of. You don't suffer fools glad legs at me.
Well, I don't want to get into the details of our big heated discussion a month ago.
Okay,
but I do want to highlight the fact, and this was a thing separate from the podcast, but I referred to you as volatile, and you completely exploded at me.
Yeah, that was good. But that proves that volatile. Volatile. I gave you what you wanted. But then the other thing I'm realizing is that I do sound way more. You said you don't hear the volume in my voice so much. It's not the volume in my
Well, yeah, and I'm saying that it's not that you're yelling when there's a fight going on, but the intensity ratchets up to the point where you can feel the adrenaline behind what you're doing.
Yeah,
and that becomes sort of a thing to deal with.
Well, I also said that we're both scared of each other, but I wanted to be clear that you're not really scared of me. I mean, you're scared of wanting to strangle me or something like that.
No,
but it's not fear.
I'm scared of Michigas.
Yeah,
I'm scared of us having a conversation. You know, like I said before to you, it's a cost benefit analysis with me.
Well, also, it just happens to be that the point that we were both trying to make did not require a fight, really.
No, I think we were just trying to hear each other, and it was hard, but we did.
Yeah. You know? And also, I kept thinking, I came up with all these different ideas. So I came up with the idea, like, has to be 90 minutes. That's the wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one of my fallback, because I'm not going to send you the list. Because I don't think I've ever sent you anything when I said that was.
No, not so far. Why break another streak?
I thought if we were really burnt out, we could do 2 times a month, because there are shows who do that. But then that's giving up.
Exactly.
People are going to wait 1 week. But if they go, we're bi-weekly over here.
Yeah. Is this a spiral week or not? No, you can't do that.
Oh, you know what? I look forward to every other Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, people want some consistency. But what people want is impossible to figure out. Because if I spend too much time thinking, why would anyone want to listen to Josh and I talk? How am I going to win that argument?
Yeah, you're not going to.
Oh, you're fascinating.
I got past that a couple of years back.
Well, because he's the quickest. Okay, here's my question to you. How do we build the audience without going the conventional routes? Or do we care about building the audience? And I would argue that I'm more interested in having a fun show than I am in the numbers of the show.
Well, I think I'm somewhere in between. I feel like there's probably a floor that we could fall through where it's going to feel too demoralizing.
Like it's like a phone conversation, literally a phone conversation.
Right. I think there is a floor. I don't want to state a number.
Right.
But and I think we've also realized that our ceiling is also very low. So,
well, unless you're going to,
after 4 years, our show's not going to suddenly break out.
It's already. Here's what I'll say: it's already broken out in the sense that we're making it, and we're bringing joy to people.
Yeah, I have no issues on that level. I have my issue is purely about can I put something into the world and feel good about it, and I had gotten to the point where I wasn't.
Yes. And you did feel that the numbers drifting down.
The numbers were drifting down, I think. And not I think, they for sure were, yes.
So I'm asking, what do we need to do anything besides enjoy ourselves? Do we have to do mall openings?
No, I don't think we need features. I don't think we need segments necessarily. I just think we need to be engaged.
But the other thing that would help, though.
And take a break occasionally.
Take a break occasionally. But you know what does help is, like, if we did have money for advertising, I think we would build more. But then what would we be, we're not, what's the upside?
See, that's the trap. That's the trap we're in right now, is we don't have the numbers to attract enough advertising money to make it worth putting ads into our show.
Well, I'm happy. Look, if we can make $100,000 a year, each of us on Patreon or a cup of coffee,
Sure.
What's it called? Buy me a cup of Patreon?
Yes.
If we can make let's say, just on the cup of coffee, okay, you know what? We each make $50,000 a year.
All right.
Okay, with the merch sales.
All right.
With the merch sales, you're telling me? I have no desire to go out and do it in the clubs. Do you?
No.
That to me is over. Do you really need a disease? Perush, he comes up to us, he's sniffling, he's coughing, he's talking about breakthrough infections. Do we really need to be that close
No.
to the people? I'm not saying Perush has a breakthrough infection.
No, I don't think you should say that.
I don't think you know, I would say if you just let me go for, like, if that was your tactic to just let me hang myself,
Yeah.
I think there hasn't been a time when I haven't hung myself.
No, it's a surefire plan for sure.
Okay, so you're being quiet. So what are you saying? Should I up my game artificially? Now, the thing about me laughing is that I do not hate every time I laugh.
Yeah.
I feel it's natural, but I think it's just almost like, and sometimes I go, boing!
Yeah.
I had no completion of that.
That was going to be your save.
Well, there's two things. Sometimes I forget, and then sometimes I have no way to go with it.
Sure.
And I'm going to, from now on, when I don't have any place to go with it, I'm going to say I forgot.
Okay.
Now, did you see the Bob Ross? We both saw the Bob Ross. I can't do a fake thing.
Yeah.
We both saw Bob Ross. Why would I even try? You know what else is in the news? That Bob Ross doc.
All right. I watched it last night.
And I watched it a week ago.
Yeah. What did you think?
I liked it a lot. I liked it. I mean, I enjoyed it, and it was, and I didn't. I ended up hating those other people.
All right.
And I think his paintings are horrible. I think we all agree his paintings are terrible, right?
I think we all agree, the two of us, for sure.
But I like him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was certainly a benign, there was nothing evil about him, and I think he brought a lot of people joy and, did in fact connect people with, I don't know if you call that creativity, but, making of things.
I would say it's creative in the sense that if you're looking at a canvas and you can create something and you can see how this brushstroke creates something. As a painter, if I was in a class even, I would go, oh, that's nice. But the goal of painting is not to create a million landscapes.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, there's, at some point, it's, mountain, water, trees, the formula breaks down.
But I did like his son, and I guess I related to his son, and I guess I always relate to that kind of thing, and I felt bad for him. Not bad for him. I felt that he got a little bit, I felt that he wanted to get a little revenge, and I think he did in a way.
By doing this movie?
Yeah, I think he wanted to say these people ripped off were horrible people.
Yeah.
Now, if it turns out they're wonderful people.
Well, and that's that's what we were talking about having both sides in the doc. I feel like the doc totally suffered from the lack of population of interviewees, because so many people were afraid of being sued. But
which is also kind of
when you don't,
terrible.
When you only are hearing from one side of litigation, you aren't really getting the whole story. And
right.
even if the facts are true, you aren't getting the whole content of the story.
Yes.
I'm working on a couple of doc ideas right now, and it's just like one of the real considerations is, who are you going to get to tell these stories? Are they still, in this case, it's two things that are sort of past based. So it's like, who's still alive? Who can, are there enough people who are in the room to make this feel real and compelling?
Which is also true about the better true crime things. It's like when you get more, when the people have done the work to get into the both sides and they're trying to actually show behavior without manipulating it into like a recreation or whatever, it can be, it's the same thing as like a document. Well, it's a documentary. Yeah, I'm watching documentaries, I realize. So yeah, they are documentaries.
I think my favorite doc that I watched over the last month, and I can't remember what it's like Red Bull or Red something.
What's it about?
It's about basically it's about this strip club and the little the sort of subculture of people around this particular strip club.
I feel like I may have seen it, or I feel like I want is it Netflix?
I think it is Netflix.
Oh God.
Oh, Red Dog is the name of it.
Oh, I did not see that.
It's really good. It's this musician kind of looking back on his life, and his mother was one of the strippers, and she's a great character. And it's I hate to use the phrase white trash, but it's this wonderful white trash biker world dip.
Well, I know I'll enjoy that one.
Yeah, it's called Red Dog.
Red Dog. And there's one, like, a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm trying to transition from watching just news. I don't watch the news more than a half hour a day now because I can't take it.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to replace that routine of watching news 24/7.
Yeah.
And expanding. And it's like, is Prime Video, Amazon Prime Video, is it supposed to be out of sync? Is that what they're advertising?
No, that's a problem.
Is it a problem with Amazon or is it a problem with Spectrum?
I don't know because I don't have the problem.
Oh, well then the problem is like me complaining about something that doesn't exist. I like this Prime Amazon thing. Why are people watching movies that aren't synced? It's that guy.
Yeah.
But you're saying you can see them and they're synced.
Generally, yes.
Do you have the same cable provider as me?
Yes, I do.
And do you agree with me that is the worst service you've ever had in your life? Or maybe I have the wrong boxes.
Well, if you haven't upgraded any of your connections or anything,
I did. Yeah. I'm upgraded, baby.
Yeah,
I'm upgraded.
I don't know. I all cable companies suck. I have to say, when I've had problems, they've been pretty responsive.
Okay, all right. God damn it! I can't get a bite on this.
I almost hate to admit it.
Well, they're a terrible company. Their commercials are terrible, and I'm having nothing but problems. It's like I get to a thing like where you can't erase a series. Even they keep they're updating. It's getting better, but by the time they're going to improve it, I'll be 90 and I'll be doing a show where I complain about my cable.
Why wait? You're here now.
Yeah, I know, but I just realized I think I've been doing this bit since I had Storer cable. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, it does.
Ah! And then there was Adelphia cable.
Yeah, yeah.
And wasn't that with the family that was very religious, except for the porno that you could buy?
I don't know. I don't know the Adelphia backstory.
Oh, see?
But
in the old days. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, now I have the lull alert. It's a sting.
Oh, wait, now, have I not heard the lull alert?
You've heard it, but you don't remember. But
No, but is there a way, where do you hear these things that are on the show and the conversations? Where are you getting this material about our show? Where do you hear is it on the show? Okay, maybe I'll go with that. How does it sound? Sing a little of the lull thing for me.
Lull, 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 lull,
lull. Oh, that's good. So you're saying we don't have to change a thing, that we have so many tricks like in the old days where you would play a sound effect and save everything.
Well, the stings were really, I'll tell you the story of me leading up to the wall. Right around right around episode 200, I was like, all right, what are we doing? In my head.
Right.
Like we aren't making this show better as we go along.
You're not living up to what I'm doing, you're saying, right?
Exactly. I'm falling behind Andy, so I need some harmony.
And how can you help me help you, right?
So rather than go to you and go, hey, Andy, up your game. Our show's getting stale. I went my own way and went, hey, well, there's shit. I could decorate the show a little bit. I could at least do something to make it seem like there's an effort behind it instead of just pressing play every week. And so that's what I did. I started with the things, and I was enjoying doing that, but the wall still was looming.
Well, I did apologize for not paying attention to it.
There was I don't think that was there was a little bit of like, he doesn't give a shit. Why should I?
Well, when you said to me, I said, that's a good one. I just sent you that last week, you stupid fucking idiot. Oh, I really like that one about you've heard it 12 times and you keep saying the same thing every time. It's great work. I sound like a Disney executive. Good stuff. Well, they actually are more negative. Yeah. But nobody has, this is the key to avoid all the lawsuits down the line. Instead of playing a Stairway to Heaven every break, we have these great library.
Yes.
That we're building up.
Yeah, exactly.
How I depressed? I think I depressed you. See, I'm sure it's not that I completely depressed you, but I did something. I've done something.
No, you do.
And here's the other problem. I told you this on the phone. You cannot fix me, or you're not responsible for a lot of my negativity.
And
in other words, you're not responsible.
What did I say?
What's that?
And what did I say?
What did you say?
I don't remember you saying I couldn't fix you.
No. I was kind of maybe I didn't say this. I'm saying it now. I think what I was saying was like I said something to you in the other day about how, and then I start to think of this, and then I think I'm the worst person in the world. Whatever. And then you say, "Well, I'm not going to comment on that," which was very sweet. But the point that I'm making is I know it is annoying to constantly say, I'm sorry. So I don't think I'm going to be this way forever.
No.
And it won't be, and I'm not going to bring any of my real personality to the show or any of my troubles.
Okay, perfect. I think the shell of a man version of you is what everyone is craving.
I just want it to be that you can't say I'm doing anything wrong. What? What is he talking about? Hey, when we go to the letters and things, I can search, because I found out, Josh told me a thing, like I could actually see the letters. I didn't believe him still, but.
We're talking about this again.
And I know you just told me 20 minutes ago, but what's the hashtag? Thoughts? Season 2.
No.
You'll tell me when you start reading.
When we get there, we'll get there.
So it's going to be eventually test show what? 239?
This show is test show 221.
Oh, 222.
No, 221.
No, but I'm thinking about the 222 episode.
Oh, all right. Good.
Okay, here's the 222 episode. All about the show Room 222.
Uh-huh.
And all of your memories of it and my memories of it. Karen Valentine. What are your memories of it?
That I flipped by it every time it was on.
Who played the principal? You know the principal guy, right?
Was it Greg something?
Oh, no, he's like a Jewish fellow. Constantino? Michael Constantino?
Yeah, sounds a little more Italian to me.
But am I getting the name right?
Yeah, I think so.
He played like a kind boss on many different shows.
Yeah. No,
you know what?
I never watched that show. When I met Allison, she lived a block away from the high school.
Where is that?
In Los Feliz.
But that is so amazing. I mean, that really is West Coast. Do you have? Is that the way your schools look in Minneapolis too? Where you have grounds on your school?
We did have grounds.
Oh, we don't have that in New York.
No, just P.S. blah blah blah.
Hey, P.S. It stinks. Hey, I have a good joke now for the public school system.
There you go, from 1938.
By the way, I do believe in public school education, so I'm very proud that I did go to the public schools. Who am I running for? What am I running for?
I don't know. I do not know.
What's going to happen with the governor's race? I wanted to ask you. What is your prediction?
I don't think he'll get recalled.
And am I right that I'm just voting no and I'm not picking another person, right?
That's what I'm going to do, I think. Because fuck these people.
I go Angeline.
Well, there's an argument for Angeline.
I'm very scared that Larry Elder is going to win or something. I hate him. I hate him like poison.
Yeah. Well, vote no.
Okay, thank you. That's good. That's good. Lol, lol, lol. Are they... is there a airport around? Is there a crop dusting airport that I'm unaware of? I wish I could be more Ricklesy.
I don't really.
Oh, well, that's because you sit around on the farm with a chicken up your ass and you're going, where's the rooster? Huh, Josh, nice to see. Josh sits around with his robe open and says, Allison, I need a cookie.
That's about it.
That was good.
One notch more conviction in your Rickles.
Oh, no. Oh, I was very happy with my takedown of Jimmy Cagney.
I didn't know you took down Jimmy Cagney.
Well, why don't you go listen to the show? Whoa. This kind of singing. I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, see?
Yeah.
That's the worst singing in the world. Is he supposed to be George M. Cohan or is he Irving Berlin? I forget who he is. I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, see?
It was Cohan.
Well, that's not singing, right? We talked about it. You said, you even claimed that Edward G. was singing back in those days.
Yes.
Here's your little Caesar. Here. Ah, I got your Caesar hanging around. Ah.
But I do find his dancing to be almost hilarious.
Where does he dance in the with the Jews
In the same movie in Yankee Doodle Dandy?
Wait, are you talking about Cagney or Edward G?
Cagney.
All right, because Edward G does he ever? His dancing is bad. His dancing is bad.
It's good. It's just
it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It's just comical because he's such a little fire plug of a man.
I know. Normally he's sticking a pie in a lady's face.
Yeah.
Right.
See?
Yeah, here's your pie. I stick it in your face. See?
I did see a clip of him. I watched this little Cagney doc that was on TCM, and there's a clip of him getting a Lifetime Achievement Award going, I never said you dirty rat. What I said was, Judy, Judy, Judy.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Look, don't get me wrong. I would have hung around with him until he kicked me in the face. I love Cagney. I'd even say to him, sing me another song from Oklahoma. Have you watched Schmigadoon yet?
I have not watched Schmigadoon yet.
It's so good. I've only seen the first 2 episodes. Oh, I wanted to ask you, is Ted Lasso, is it the quality that's dropped off or that the premise doesn't hold?
I don't know. I don't know that it's either. I just know that I started watching the episode 1 of season 2 and I was like, meh, I'm not here for this.
Is there any place else you can because I have a year free Apple TV. Is there anything else you've seen on there that you like?
Not a ton. Just I've gone through some of their docs and stuff, but
I did see something bad. Clickbait.
Yeah.
It is clickbait. That's exactly what it is. It's just clickbait. You go, the guy from Entourage. I wonder what it's going to be like. It's just awful.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's about?
I don't.
I watched an episode and I don't know what it's about. He's the sister of somebody and they're acting tough. And I don't mind him, Adrian Belew.
Yeah.
It's not Adrian Belew?
It's not Adrian Belew, no.
Josh, are we going to be killed? What is it? What are we? Was there an ambulance parade, Josh, coming through town? Hey, Josh, let me ask you a question. Is it written somewhere? Who says, where's it written, Disturb the Jews podcast with sounds? Where is that written?
Andy, we traced the 911 call. It's coming from your house.
I'm scared about that. Do not swat me.
Oh, I'm going to swat you. Oh, no, I'll swat you.
Don't.
I'm swatting you.
Oh, I don't want to be swatted. Is this the Three Stooges? Oh, no, it's Abbott and Costello.
I'm not going to be swatted. Oh, I'm swatting you, Lou. I'm not getting swatted. I'm swatting you, Lou.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, what did you? I did was Susan was bored by it, but I'm going to finish it myself. I'm fascinated by anything Iggy Pop has to say, so I was really enjoying that documentary.
I haven't watched the Iggy one yet. Susan's
not a Jim Jarmusch fan.
Yeah.
And I don't have any opinion about him. I know he has motels and cigarettes and 200 torpedoes and let's do something in black and white.
Yeah.
What's your take on him?
I like Jim Jarmusch.
That's what I'm saying.
I like anybody who does their
Susan,
their fucking thing.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I love people who just do their fucking thing.
Right. I think it's like somebody. That's why it's. But I think sometimes people stick in her craw like people stick in my craw.
Yeah. Well, I think yeah. I mean, I think that's why you're married.
For a year, the redneck comic Steve McGrew was stuck in my craw.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know.
I'm very disappointed in it.
Didn't he have some character, Steve McGrew?
He was the redneck on acid.
Yeah, but didn't he have a name for his character?
Are you mixing him up with Lord Carrot?
No.
Oh, no, I didn't know. No, I didn't know him. I mean, you're not talking about Planet Charlie, are you? Do you know what Planet Charlie is?
No, I don't.
Okay, he was a comic. His name was Charlie Vericola, and here was one of his bits. But that's not going to happen if you're on Planet Charlie.
That sounds very 1980s.
And it was all like Hey, they give me a drink. I throw it. I vomit all over myself because that's what you do on Planet Charlie. I mean, that's not an example.
Did he sell Planet Charlie merch?
No, he didn't. No, he had to. Of course. I don't know a comic who didn't sell things that you could after the show. No. Many comics never sold things, but there were a lot of comics who had T-shirts. I never had a T-shirt. I'm not against it. We have them now. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
You never sold after the show, or you did? I forget what you said.
No, I never have.
Because you're shy too. You just don't. You don't want that.
Yeah, I don't. I was never the guy who went and meet and greet after
Cinematic Titanic, it's fun.
Cinematic Titanic. Right? Well, even that was demoralizing because you could see the disappointment in people's faces as they got to me in the line. Depending on where I was at the table that night, I was either the stumbling block to meeting the person they wanted to meet, or I was a letdown from having just met the person they wanted to meet.
Well, if that's going to be the case, then it's just like standing. It's just like we used to stand at the back of the comedy club, and they go, "You were good.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't. I liked it. I liked it.
You're right. I should have been headlining.
You're right. You're right." I always thought that was the weirdest thing. Like when people would come up and they go, just assume that you're going to go for, hey, the other guy stinks. You should have been the thing.
All right.
What is it? What are we? I mean, what is it? The mafia?
Right. There's no good response to that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely. Are we going to do right into letters, or do you want to? What are we going to do?
I don't know. Would you like to take a break? What would you like to do?
I don't think that I need to take a break, but what would you like to do?
Well, there's going to be a sting. So regardless, production-wise, we're fine.
Oh, okay. I'm good with anything. Is there anything that we haven't covered?
I did this week. I installed cabinet hardware in my kitchen.
That's cool. Or it can be annoying.
Well, it's I had to drill 52 holes in my cupboards for 26.
Sounds like a Ricky Jay show.
For 26 handles.
Come on, give it to me.
Oh, that was good. That was great.
How many cards are there in the deck?
There's 52.
52 holes. The new Ricky Jay show.
Yes, that's good.
And you have to use a drill for that. I can't even operate. Just Susan can't. I'm afraid of operating.
Well, it's not. Here's the thing that's amazing about the whole thing is nothing went wrong. And I've been. It's something I've been sort of meaning to do for 20-ish years. With the simple answer in my head, no, you'll fuck it up.
I am so proud of you.
Well, thank you.
Because normally, you see, I get frustrated. Is that what happens with you normally? As you're doing the job, or are you pretty patient?
It's not that I'm out of patience. It's just I feel incompetent when it comes to power tools and things. But, so it was like 20 years ago going, okay, well, you'll hire someone to do it someday or some whatever. But then we've been sort of spiffing up my late mother-in-law's condo for sale. And that was one of the things we did was switched out the hardware. In their kitchen. I was like, well, fuck, if I'm doing it for their house,
Oh, I'm definitely, I have a problem. I have that problem from my dad. My dad didn't want to hear that anything was broken, and he didn't want to fix anything.
Yeah.
Literally, if you brought it up to him, it was like a catch-22. If the car broke, you'd be in trouble. But if you asked him, are we going to get the car serviced, then you were in trouble too.
All right.
Didn't want any problems.
But over time, my dad did. Yeah, he was not handy. And,
right.
and didn't aspire to be. So that's how I was raised.
Well, some of it is like,
but
do you want to put the time into it, or
Yeah.
Like I learned about changing the oil in my car.
Right.
I'm not that good at it, and I don't want to put the time into it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not that expensive to have someone else do it.
Yeah.
But especially during the pandemic, it's been like, I've learned how to do, everything with a toilet now. I've learned how to, I've learned minor plumbing things. Anything that doesn't require special tools, I'll tend to try now.
Here's my specialties.
I don't do electricity.
Well, good.
Although I have installed lights.
Bad. That's bad for him. I mean, I'm just saying I wouldn't do it.
But I was very proud of myself for the kitchen thing. And
what'd you go with?
Just these sort of brushed nickel, cool, modern-y handles. And while it doesn't make my kitchen look like new, it makes my kitchen look like it was nicer before it started to dilapidate.
Yeah, but also like our cabinets, I have a thing because of my dad that I let things go, and I'm getting better at it. But like our cabinets are horrible pretty much throughout, and then I have to keep putting wood in with the screw to keep them on, that kind of thing.
Oh, that's not good.
So I know how it feels to be looking at a thing you want to fix for a long time.
Yes. It's the nature of home ownership, really, but
yeah. And I always feel like
I'm so proud of myself.
You know what? Not only you got this. I told you that the other day when you told me you were going to do it. I said you got this, and when I said no, you said, "Well, I'm worried that I'll mess up." And I said, "That's not you. That's not you."
Yeah, that happened. The one thing, the real reason I held off though is because not only did I think I would fuck up, but I would fuck up in a room that I would have to see my fuck up every single day.
Well, here's the problem. The idea of having a wonderful, reliable, handy person, they're very hard to find. People to work with to come in your home. And then with COVID.
Yeah.
But it's like, I want people to come in here and do things.
Yeah, I hate having people come in here and do things.
We don't like it either, but there's certain things that need to be done and we don't want to do it.
All right. That's really the line.
Yeah. You don't want me scratching out grout or something. And then there's some of these things like they go, be very careful about the fumes. That's it. It's over.
Right.
Do you have a drill that you bought from like a Tim Allen endorsed drill, or a drill that you got as a present on a show? What are you holding over there?
I have a Black & Decker drill that I bought many years ago.
And is there an on-off switch? I'm just in case I ever have to. Is it a plug-in?
It's a trigger sort of thing. Actually,
is it plug-in?
I have both a plug-in one and a battery one. I used the plug-in one for the kitchen.
I had that for my penis.
Uh-huh.
What's your call? What's your take on this? Don't go into it or go into it?
Go into what? Into...
Choopy.
Nah. No. Not if you call.
But I want you to feel free that in season 2. Oh, wait. Are we dropping season 2? Yeah, we're dropping season 2.
What do you mean?
You said you saw somebody else at season 2.
No, I was talking about the actual hashtag.
Oh,
everyone does season 2.
No, no, but you're going to go season 2. So you're saying it is season 2?
It is season 2, but only because it was funny that after 4 years it's season 2. That's the only reason. It's not like every episode's going to be called season 2.
Oh, it's not going to exist in any place. Well, how about when you look at the show notes? The show notes! You know what's going to be great, Josh? I'm going to come up with funny show notes. I'll have them to you by Tuesday.
Okay, good.
We have no show notes? We have some, right?
We do. Alex takes notes.
No, but I don't mean that. I mean, like when you go there and go, this podcast by these two funnysters looks at the spiraling of thoughts, and then there's all kinds of links.
Like a website? Is that what you're talking about?
No. Like when you go on Appletune, not Appletune. You go on don't you have podcasts? It's not, you have to pay extra for it.
Yeah.
So you go into podcasts, and then you subscribe to it. Well, you don't listen to podcasts, but let's say you did. You subscribe. Okay, I wasn't expecting that this would be the point in the story where I would forget what I was saying.
Show notes.
Yeah, so when you go on podcasts and you want to look at a show that you might want to download or not, you look at the description of the show.
All right. Yeah, we have that.
I know, but it's like then you add more after it. Like you add other things when Josh and Andy talked about Abe Vigoda, and you provide the biography of Abe Vigoda.
Are there shows doing that?
Most shows do that.
No, they don't.
Well, not comedy shows, but I listen to a lot of politics crap, or I listen to You know what? I just realized that I am no expert. That my anecdotal experience with this is that I've looked at 3 shows online.
Yeah.
Right. So to you, the honest answer is I have no idea if anybody else does show notes.
Right.
I thought it was a thing that everybody does. Like, because I even hear them on NPR say that. Look in the show notes.
Yeah, but they have websites.
Oh, we have a website. Oh, we don't have a website.
No.
Do we have a link tree?
No, we have a link hedge.
And one thing I want to say is neither one of us have lost a beat or a step.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Oh, that's the worst thing I think you've ever... That's the way you're going to say, I do, to me in the home. When I say, can you promise me that I won't die in too much pain? I do.
I do. It'll go great.
Do you remember what I told you to tell Susan, Josh? It's very important to tell her I need more socks. Will you remember? I mean, not I remember. Do you remember? I do. I do, buddy. Lie down now.
Yeah.
I do, buddy.
I don't think I'll have to tell you to lie down.
Come on, buddy. Don't call me buddy either, you fuck.
Champ. I'm going to go with Champ.
Don't call me champ, and don't say things like, he can hear us, so be careful what you say.
Have a good night, young man, I'll say at the end.
I hope you die before me now.
I think it's pretty certain I will.
I don't think the future is rosy for either one of us. I'll die because of age.
As I tweeted yesterday, the world is so fucked up, not even show business can make me wish I was younger.
It's time for questions. What do you want to know? We love your questions so much. It's half our show. Half our show.
I am here.
All right. Do you want to read it then?
Can I read one of the letters?
Yes.
Okay. The letter I'm reading, is it a mistake at the beginning? Because isn't it Richard Kind? No, maybe there's a Richard Klein.
Richard Klein played Larry on Three's Company.
Oh, I didn't know that. This is from Pickles. Pickles says, I can't live up to what you do. Pickles says, Richard Klein played Larry Dallas in 131 of the 174 episodes of Three's Company. You guys are in the business. And when I say the business, I mean the industry. What is this person took my persona? What would you guess does Richard make in residuals on an annual basis? This is a good question because it's after residuals were universally given.
Right.
It's not like a Gilligan's Island time period.
My guess is that Richard Klein did very well throughout the 80s and probably into the 90s in terms of residuals from that show. And now he gets very small checks.
But Pickles wants us to guess how much.
Yeah,
it would be?
I can't guess how much he makes. I honestly would guess, somewhere in low 5 figures, maybe, just because there's so many episodes.
Yeah, it's a really tough
But
one.
I bet he made a lot of money, like I said, through the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
When the actual syndication market was still that.
And I still have that Maury Amsterdam story about him negotiating over scale residuals.
Yeah.
That's all I have. My residual story.
Gotcha.
Okay, are you gonna read the next one?
Sure.
Are we done with this one?
Yeah, I think we're done.
I'll tell you something. I'm all over it, though. I'll tell you what happened. Here's why it's different. Normally, I'd say Richard Klein. I would know after I said it who he was. I can look right now. Played Larry Davis. I can't get lost.
Larry Dallas, actually.
I love that kind of a moment, don't you?
Yes.
Where the old man is losing it, but as he's showing you he hasn't lost it.
All right.
I got you right here, Josh.
You're like the cop from Sanford and Son. Right up. On. Right on.
You really watched more Sanford and Son than I did. Was he on every episode?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, what was the shtick?
The shtick was he was the uptight white cop with the black partner who was constantly trying to use lingo and failing.
Oh, this sounds so terrible. Was he pretty funny?
Yeah, it was a funny little gag. I mean, I'm not going to go to the wall for it. You know?
So this is Richard Klein played this part.
No, it had nothing to do with Richard Klein.
All right,
Grandpa. Larry Harold says, "I'm assuming you're both tanned, rested, and ready, but are you experienced? Have you ever been experienced?"
Well, I don't know if that's a reference to Jimi Hendrix or not. But if you are referencing Jimi Hendrix, yes, I'm familiar with that. How did that come? How did he come up with that? It's like part of my childhood. Are you experienced? Is only in reference to Jimi Hendrix.
Huh?
Are you experienced? Isn't that the name of a Jimi Hendrix album?
Yeah.
Isn't that what he's referencing?
Yes.
There's no other example of it, right?
No. He's just making a Jimi Hendrix reference.
Right, but I'm asking you, do you happen to know the derivation, like, when you go online, of the fun music choice fact?
I think it had to do with acid taking.
Ah, that does make sense. That's cool. So when he came out, I don't know what year that was, 68 or 69 or something, I really was too young to understand. I did not understand an acid reference at age 11.
Right, and that's good.
True. I waited to college and then scrambled my brain. What did Leah? Is it Leah Beale? How do you pronounce this?
That's how I pronounce it.
Leah Beale, MFAJNJ. This is like a whole new world, people.
Yeah.
What did the frontline cameras capture during the Thought Spiral hiatus?
Our frontline cameras were allowed exclusive access behind the scenes of both members of the Thought Spiral team. Our first week was spent at the house of Andrew Kindler and Susan Malgin, but our cameras could not see through the haze of smoke.
What? Who's smoking? Me, right?
Yes.
Not her. She can't stand it. She's not that she can't stand it. But she says, do you have to fall asleep with a joint hanging out of your mouth?
Around the corner, at the Weinstein estate, Mr. Weinstein's in the kitchen drilling holes in his furniture.
It doesn't have that feel of that you're watching something that's an expose.
No. I wasn't prepared.
No. I was. I think that's why the show wouldn't be picked up.
Yes.
If it was sold as we were doing something
improv
religious.
Narrator, they probably wouldn't do.
Is Tess? Oh, Richard Cole says. Robert Cole. Who's this? Robert Cole. Who's that?
I hope it's Albert Brooks, but I don't know.
Yes. Yes. Thank God. I mean, not that it's good, but that it was the person I was trying to do.
Yes.
Is Test Season 2 going to be every week for 4 years? I'm down for that. Welcome back. See? He talks very much like me. It's like it could be passive aggressive where you think he's going to say, I don't want this every day for 4 years, but then he goes the other way. Let's do it.
No, I think he's just saying that our first season was 4 years for every week. Is season 2 going to be that?
Josh, I failed my job already.
Yeah, you're not so good, but that's okay.
No. I didn't know there was more to the letter.
Keep going.
I'm from a Christian family, and I can tell you, okay, I got distracted by, is it Lucky?
That's Clyde.
Oh, I'm so bad.
Hold on. Clyde! It worked.
Wow. I'm from a Christian family, and I can tell you, Old Jew Medical Corner sounds like all the old people I've known my whole life. What else is there to talk about when someone asks, what's new? Yes, I will cop to that many things I've claimed to be Jewish are probably from many different ethnic groups and non-ethnic groups, and just true about old people.
Yeah, I don't think old Jews have the corner on the medical complaint market. I'm just saying, when we do it, it's Old Jew Medical Corner.
And it is more pungent, more annoying, more insistent. I think that nobody talks about their ailments more than the Jews. You could say as much as,
sure,
but I do think it's a particular quality.
No one beats the Jews.
No.
When it comes to fetching.
I mean, have I not gotten every complaint in the world to you? Haven't you heard me complain about everything?
So far, I think. As it comes up.
You think I finished the question?
I see. I think you're overthinking now that you're.
Now that I'm part of the prize, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I liked it better when you just forgot we had a question. CMYK says, I'm going to be real disappointed if we find out all of Test Show Season 1 was a dream and Andy was in the shower the whole time.
Is that the way the Newhart ended?
No, that was Dallas. He
ended in the shower? So they did a similar thing?
They did, yeah, with Bobby.
So he gets shot in the shower?
No, that was Larry Hagman who got shot.
All right, well, he makes love in the shower at the end?
Yeah, okay. I'm back to the wall.
No, come on. Give me one more chance. A third question. How did Dallas end?
I don't know how Dallas ended, but I know that they basically erased a whole season by making it all a dream that he had.
That to me is almost always bad, including St. Elsewhere.
Yeah.
But good once.
Right.
It was good once on the Newhart.
Yeah, whose dream was St. Elsewhere?
A dream of an autistic person, I think.
Was it?
I never watched it because I loved the show early on. I got sick of the show, and I would not have gone back to watch that closer. But I loved the show.
Yeah.
I loved Howie Mandel. I hate to say this. He was good in the show.
Ouch.
I just think he was a good actor. But I don't know if it would hold up now.
Yeah. I mean, my memory of it is it was a good show. But
yeah,
things that were strikingly realistic in the 80s are no longer strikingly realistic.
Yeah, and it's like I realize that I'll always going to love to watch Columbo and things like that, but you can't watch them forever. Even the ones that you loved, they start to be like, okay, you got the message, but
yeah,
I've seen Mary Tyler Moore's like almost 5 or 6 times every episode, so I have to really wait and then go watch it again.
Right. Yeah, but a lot of the episodic TV, especially those cop shows, are, even with great actors, it's still a pretty cheesy prospect. Yeah,
even Hill Street Blues, which was my absolute favorite can't miss show. I mean, why am I going to watch that when I can watch a woman who drove her family off a cliff talk about dismembering her cousin Phyllis? No, I have a cousin Phyllis. That's no good. Her cousin Susan.
Rhoda.
No, that's my wife. Now, I have no idea where I am now, but I can still see the sheet of paper. I mean, I can still see where we are.
Right. See, that's
how it's good.
That's the whole secret right there.
Wookie
Talkie says, I hear there was a spinoff of Cheers called Normally. Looking forward to season 2, a new season, but also getting back to Normule. Except
the only thing I'll say is that I don't anticipate ever saying normally ever again.
Really?
No, I said I'm not going to say normally. I'm not going to say it.
That's good.
You won't hear that word on this show.
I like it.
Because I played it out.
Yeah.
Normally. It's pretty funny though, isn't it? Like you would say normally, right?
Yeah.
But I say normally. It's like when people say...
I still don't get it.
It's like supposedly.
Huh.
I still get a kick out of supposedly. Don't you?
I get a kick out of educated people saying supposedly.
I'm not, in general, on the side of celebrating when people can't spell words. I think it's always bad, pretty much bad.
Yeah.
Because there's either a reason medically for it, or they can't spell words.
Right.
Either way, you're in trouble. It's shooting fish in the barrel. Have you ever shot fish in the barrel? Because that's the way my grandfather took me fishing for the first 10 years.
Wow.
Maybe I should have checked into the different. What do you check for that? I should have checked the Grandpa Bureau. Cha-cha. It's obnoxious what I'm doing.
The problem with shooting fish in a barrel is you shoot one fish, you've got a hole in the barrel, and it gets really.
That's why I don't trust the old expressions.
Iram.
Do we do Iram? Is that what you do?
Yeah. I usually go, Iram says.
Iram says.
Yeah.
Do I say it like Don Adams, like you did? Iram says. Character development was strong in test season 1. In test season 2, what can we expect? More preschool antics, old Jew medical corner, and many third things? That's a good question. And I'm not going to say that it's a good question every time, but I don't think the and a third thing will ever go away.
No.
But I'm not sure it will ever get much funnier again.
I just think it's like shorthand for I speak Kindler.
Right. Yes. Do we need a shorthand for that? Is there that much talk about me?
But it's good to keep conversations about you short.
Julie, this is a tough one. Wait, did you? What do you say about what's coming up?
I'd say it's Julian Valentich. Says, welcome back from the well-earned respite, gentlemen. I heard Huell Hauser was dogged in his defense of the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Is that accurate?
So you people are coming out. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I've been a long supporter of ending these forever wars across the globe. I don't believe in nation building.
Are you getting this, Lou? Lou quit.
Lou was evac'd on the last C-17.
So these are landmines that if you step on them and they were set here, you could explode?
Yeah, I think we're rusty.
Jennifer Hansen says, no question. Just want to say how happy I will be to hear you two again. Thought Spiral is the highlight of my Monday every week. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Very happy.
Yes.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Jimmy Calloway says, thanks for coming back.
Yeah. Perush says, are we recording in the morning? Yes. Do you believe that the recording in the morning is a step forward for us?
I think it is.
How about with the dogs and things? I mean, I'm not talking about the fact that the dogs were barking, but it's probably better all around for noise and things too, right?
Yes. I think all things considered.
I like that show. Who's hosting it? You get it? There's a show on NPR. Fuckface, listen to me. Fuckface. Stop trying. It's your fault you're where you are. Nobody told you to murder that man.
So many bad choices.
Come on, buddy. We're going to be okay.
Give us one Perush is on fire before we move on.
This will never go away. Perush is on fire. Who did that song originally? Perush and the Perusians?
Yes.
Yo.
Yamamoto.
I think we not try to match the early Yamamoto songs is good.
Yeah. How much ivermectin did you guys have to take to prepare for your roles in The Fiddling Horse?
I know he's joking, but this I hate these.
I came back from Louisiana dripping with worms.
And I know this is all a joke, but I'm fascinated by these people like Brett Weinstein. You don't have to know it, but they're melting down these people who claim that ivermectin was the answer.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan took everything.
Yes.
And still got COVID.
Yes.
This is wonderful.
Well, no, I think he took everything to treat his COVID.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Oh, okay. I got that wrong. Yeah. Why would you take it beforehand? Peanut says, I'm trying to copy you.
Yeah.
Peanuts. Am I doing good?
You did good, yeah.
Peanut says, this is very pleasing news. What was the nicest thing you ate during the break? This is usually the first thing I ask when someone returns from a holiday. Well, I will say that I had, and I feel bad about this, and Josh, I actually was going to say I have frozen sesame bagels. I could drop 2 bagels off to you if you wouldn't want to try it. But these Hank's bagels are very good.
Are they?
Yeah, because I can't explain why they're like it doesn't even look like a bagel on the outside of the onion one. Do you like onion bagels? I forgot.
I do.
Oh, okay. So let me know. But that would be the best thing that I ate because it's really in the neighborhood.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't really want your frozen ones. But thank you.
I still got it. Still got it, baby.
I didn't feel any stress there.
Well, you never did feel it.
What I'm worried about is not me having bagels, but the fact that you're still eating bagels, Andy.
I know. You know what? No, here's the thing. They just found out that if you eat a bagel a day, your type 2 diabetes goes down, 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 down. You are wrong about carbohydrates. My diet wins.
Let me just answer you with this sting.
I have type 2 diabetes. I have it.
Oh, yeah.
He's got it. I heard this thing about type 2. But I can't. Here's what I'm going to... Here's my impression of the song.
Okay.
Type 2 diabetes, he has it. Type 2 diabetes, oh yeah.
It's close.
It's closer than you thought it would be, right?
Yes.
I just want to tell
so what are you doing to take care of yourself? Because clearly the diet is number one.
Is this a question from a...
No, this is me asking you. I haven't talked to you about your health in a month.
I've been walking 4 miles a day. And I've since I found out I had type 2 diabetes, so I feel tremendously better.
Do you?
And I've lost a couple of pounds.
Okay. Are you eating different at all, though?
Yeah, I'm eating different. But yesterday I got a dozen bagels.
Okay.
In general, I think we're eating very healthy.
You're doing
and
better.
You know what I've been doing
better with just the pure added sugar, at least.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good.
Absolutely. Unless you're counting cannabis-infused brownies. No, I'm really... I haven't had a Coke. I haven't had a regular ice cream. I've only had keto ice cream, which I'm lying to myself that it's healthy. So I stopped doing that for a little while too.
Yeah.
But I'm not perfect, Josh. I'm just, I'm saying
I just
I'm
want
not
to make sure that there's on some front, you're putting up a fight here.
You're right. I'm not, in other words, I'm not
as Frank Conniff used to say to me, based on his AA experience when I was quitting smoking, progress, not perfection.
That's right. That's right.
But I do, as your friend, I don't think you need to go, it's unreasonable to believe that everything changes. But I do want to know that you're making some stride.
Oh, yeah. I'm not living in denial.
Okay, good.
I think I lived in denial. Here's where I think I lived in some kind of denial. My sister was so tortured by my parents for her eating that it ruined her. It kind of ruined her life. It was just a terrible thing what they did.
Yeah.
And also society doesn't do a good job. So I kind of then, I think, not bought into, but like, why shouldn't I have a regular Coke? Well, that kind of thing.
Right.
But ultimately, the added sugar, I think, is bad in general, pretty much. If you eat watermelon, for some reason, there's sugar in it, but because you're getting fiber, you're getting all this stuff, it's good for you, they say. But I think you're also warning me in that area, too. Cut back a little bit because I'm eating a lot of fresh fruit.
Well, it depends on the fruit, honestly.
Cantaloupe's good.
Cantaloupe's okay. Berries are good. Like raspberry,
strawberries,
blueberry, blackberry.
That's exactly what I do. That mixes in every one of our yogurts.
Grapes are basically candy.
You know what's not so bad, though, is cherries.
Cherries have apparently, at least they're selling themselves as having a lower glycemic load now.
But they're saying tart cherries.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that Cameo notification came up. Did you hear that?
I did not.
Do you want to know what's going on?
I don't.
Oh.
Dan Wade says, welcome back, fellas.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What new celebrities will be joining James Mason, etc. this season? Pat Buttram, Andy Devine, Cousin Oliver?
Well, I want to say this, Dan Wade.
Hey, Wild Bill, wait for me.
Who's that?
That's Andy Devine.
Andy Devine.
As his pal Jingles.
I am. Is Dan Wade does Dan Wade do the Wheel of Randy?
I'll let you figure that out.
Or is it Dan Marsh?
You need to sort it out.
It's not good that I asked.
It is. No, Dan Wade does Wheel of Randy, yes.
Okay, I promise to do that show in season 2.
He's on like season 8, I think, now.
Jim Meehan says, is this ivermectin spicy? Ivermectin, I know that Josh has an interest in a couple of these companies. These people who were getting on the bus of these various cures,
Yeah.
it's not a good thing. Many people have died because of it.
I just love I won't take this real medicine, but I'll take this fake horse medicine.
and all kinds of questionable off-label uses of other drugs.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't laugh. I feel that I am not worthy enough. I hate the I'm not worthy because it reminds me of doing Wayne's World, which I liked, but I'm not. But I feel like you should read the next question.
All right.
Michelle, Wise Carver.
Michelle says, welcome back, gentlemen. We've missed you very much. As you may have seen, everything went to utter shit during your break. Please fix everything now. Love, Michelle.
Michelle, I was about to leave this show. I had my stuff packed, and I said, I can't quit Michelle.
That's right.
I can't quit Michelle.
He put down his go bag.
He said, look, Josh, look at me. Look at me. I have 2 words for you. Michelle Weiscover. And I cried.
Yeah.
And we embraced.
Right.
I got a little handsy.
You did get a little handsy, but you had a nice touch.
That makes me sick to think of me being handsy with you.
How do you think it makes me feel?
It's not wrong. Good. Good, except when I get to the Jarminga. You want to hear my Andrew Cuomo again?
His arms weren't long enough for the reach around.
The reach around really does creep me out.
It should. It really should.
Can I do 20 seconds of my Cuomo again?
Sure.
Okay. Perhaps I was too gracious because my family comes from Sicily. And when we would see an attractive woman, we would say, a faziccio. And as a tradition, we would stick our hand up her vazinga.
Vazinga was a little too close.
I know. I would say, bella, 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 and I stick my jejungi up. The more Italian he makes it, no. I was not abusing these women. I was maybe too romantic.
Right. I was raised to be an animal.
Chris Cuomo is more appealing than Andrew.
Now.
Thank you, Michelle. We're so happy.
Yes. We're in a much better place now.
Daddy's not mad at Mommy anymore.
Dan Marsh says in the film Goldfinger, 007 asks Goldfinger if he expects him to talk, to which Goldfinger replies, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die." What's your supervillain catchphrase? How are you taking over the world, and how do you die on screen? Wow.
That's so much stuff.
My supervillain catchphrase is, "Get a load of this." And I'm taking over the world with love.
Ooh.
And I die on screen when I realize love's not all it's cracked up to be, and I die of a broken heart.
Oh my God, it's so poignant or pungent or something. poignant, I would say. My supervillain catchphrase is, "Hey, I'm okay at small doses, but now check this out. I'm very obnoxious. How I would take over the world would be people just not wanting to live in the same area as I
Just
do.
lose their will to live, yes.
Right. And how do you die on screen? Comedically. I die comedically.
Okay, good. Stepping on the air hose. Always a classic.
Still funny to me. Still funny. Come closer. Come closer. Dave Slusher says, "Hey guys, welcome back. I'm currently watching
Bosch.
Bosch?
Yeah.
And is that and just saw the episode where young Harry is at Musso and Frank's. What TV shows and movies do you think do the best job of representing the feel of LA?" I don't know the show Bosch.
It's a highly beloved show. I think you'd probably.
Do you like it?
I haven't watched it, but Allison liked it a lot.
Well, I'm going to check it out then. Where do you see it?
I think it's Amazon Prime.
All right, I'll check that out. You can't do better than Rockford.
I think Josh Mankiewicz likes the Bosch a lot.
Ooh. I will watch that. Is it several seasons of a...
I think it's at least a few seasons.
Now, see, like in the old days when I didn't know what the question was, this was a very painful time period for me. I wouldn't have remembered Musso and Frank's.
Now you can...
and also, I think Columbo, but no, Columbo goes around. No, Columbo, I think, does.
Rockford Files was pretty good.
Yeah.
Rockford Files, there was a lot of recognizable LA. But in terms of the vibe of LA or the feel of LA, it's hard to say because there are many feels to LA.
Well, I think the streets of San Francisco.
Larry Sanders' show did a good job of representing the feel of LA.
That's true. That is exactly true. I wasn't even thinking about the different angles. In fact, Larry Sanders to me might be the ultimate example of, what do I have to say, ultimate example? But that's right. I can't read the next question because I would never be able to read these questions. This is a tradition that must stick with you.
All right. Stephen L. Yates says, "I miss Thought Spiral very much. I'm so happy for Test Season 2. I chanted, 'Andy Man,' repeatedly into a mirror. I became short, irritable, and a mildly amusing third thing."
Well, I wonder how...
Now, do you understand that reference, first of all? It's to Candyman.
Candyman.
Yes.
Only because I've seen the sign says, "Candyman's coming. Fuck yeah," or something like that. And the poster says, "It's all in, get it in you. Candyman. You gonna get some, you want some Candyman?" What's it about? It's a horror film, right?
It's a horror film of some kind.
Why the mirror though? That's not Taxi, is it?
Huh?
Is there a scene in the movie where he yells Candyman in the mirror?
I think saying Candyman 3 times in the mirror summons Candyman.
Oh, well, this sounds like a bad movie, Josh. It sounds like a horrible movie. No, but there are horror movies that are like everyone loves them because, and I can only think of Carrie in that. I feel like I have the brain of a 2-year-old.
Well, read Chaotic Neutral's question.
"Hey guys, so glad the podcast is returning. Hope everyone's feeling better. I had a rough August, what with Delta flaring up, the economy worsening, and just the other day, Rogan stole my horse's heartworm pills. This is unbelievable. Happy Test Season 2, everyone. This is unbelievable, this Rogan. I mean, could anybody do more harm to society than people like Joe Rogan? Did you ever think
under
that
the
Joe
guise
Rogan...
of comedy? No, I don't think so.
But did you ever foresee a day where there'd be all these like crazy anti-vax things and the comedians would be doing it? I mean, who could have foreseen this? I guess you could have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think back to watching an episode of News Radio going,
yes,
he's going to be the Messiah.
Yeah.
It's him or Andy Dick.
But at some point, I think there was a part of me when that show first started where everyone loved it. So I was like, oh, I guess maybe he's but I never could stand watching him. Watching him talk to a scientist or anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't even like scientists that much, but
They tell
There
you
are
things like sugar is bad.
No. It's just like when I think of scientists now, I think of the white supremacist styled intellectual dark web.
Really?
I shouldn't
From
have
the
brought
word
up this.
scientist?
Well, like Richard Dawkins,
Yeah.
phony scientist. Like he's an evolutionary biologist,
Right.
but he's really kind of like a colonial white supremacist, xenophobic guy.
Yeah, but I just think this is just another route to someone becoming anti-science.
I am anti-science.
If the word scientist brings up such negative connotations.
God damn it! Don't say it.
What is science? It's
I told you don't bring it. Science? Really? You're going to say that to me? Can you say because science?
I won't.
Steve Wright says, we all love Angry Dylan. What would... No, I'm not going to ask this question. You can.
All right, well, it was my turn anyway. So
Okay.
Steve Wright, or as I like to call him, Stephen Wright, says, we all love Angry Dylan. What would accused pederast Dylan sound like? That was my Stephen Wright.
It's your call now. It's your call. It's all up to you now.
I don't want to get it. I don't want to hurt Andy.
He's not accused of being a pederast, is he?
Yes, he is. He was accused of grooming and abusing a young woman in 1966 or something.
This isn't going to be good for me to dig into, right?
I don't think it is.
Okay.
If Woody Allen sent you into a spiral.
I am in a spiral from that question, but I'm now over it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
Well, I'll tell you what I won't do. I will draw no conclusions about something I know nothing about. So
Yeah.
I will.
Nor
I
can
mean, I want Dylan to have not done anything terrible. I mean, I know he did. You know, he could be like a
Yeah. But there's nothing, honestly, there's nothing about Dylan that makes me go, he could never do blank. I just don't know. I don't know who he really is well enough to know what he's really capable of.
Oh, well, see, to me, I have a heroic view of him. So I would never have thought of him. I mean, I think that was probably part of my problem in life was over-heroizing people and also wanting people to be perfect.
Yeah.
So, sadly, that's the last question.
No, I think there's one more if we click the button.
Oh, latest?
No, there's not.
Okay. Hey, we're back. You know, Josh, I just want to say something heartfelt.
Don't do that because you're going to hang up. And then I want to say, if you want to support season 2, go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral.
Right.
Now you can hang up.
Yeah, let's see if you know what? I think season 2 should include me hanging up correctly. Like when you really don't